Hey everyone, Tim again with Tim's Computer Repair. I'm picking up where I left off with this particular computer build. If you remember, I had taken all my parts, my 9950X3D chip that I did out of a box boot and confirmed all my parts are okay with my 5080 RTX 5080 video card. We confirmed that all the parts work. This is what cases that I'm putting this in. This is the Phanteks Eclipse. This is the G500A case. This is what I kind of decided to go with, and it kind of made sense to me because this particular case, I like this case actually. You'll see when the video is done here. It is quite a nice case, and I'll give you a little bit better of a tour once I'm done. But this case, what actually happened real quick with this case was that this guy brought in a case exactly like this, and he shipped it from across the country. He's in the military, and he got stationed near me, and at a base near me, and they beat the hell up out of his case. I mean, this whole side panel was gone and busted out, and the other side panel was completely dented up. Everything else seemed to have looked okay. And I did a test, and it turns out all of his parts were fine. And actually the frame of his case and everything was okay also. So instead of having to wait, if I ordered the two side panels, I did find the side panels, and I could order in, but he would have to wait quite a bit of time for those to come in. So what I did was, and he agreed, he paid for the case, and ordered a whole brand new case, and I just took the side panels off of this case, put them onto his case, and that was a job done. He was in and out this shop, you know, pretty quick. But that left me with this case with those side panels. I ordered the side panels, so basically all I did was pay for the price of the side panels, and I had myself a nice Eclipse case. And that's how that went. Anyways, that's beside the fact. So here I have gone ahead, of course, obviously, and I have mounted the motherboard, the known good working parts motherboard, into the case here, looking nice. And I've also mounted my Kraken Elite 360 water cooler here, and I did a whole separate video on that. I'll link it down at the bottom of this video. I'll link it for you right here. You can watch that and watch how I installed that. But this is where we stand now, and I am to the point now where I'm just going to install this power supply. I'll give you a quick look around the other side of this case here. I've built in this case before, and I really quite enjoyed it. It's got these panels here that we can hide our cable management with. Also down here is another one, and you can see the cables that I have ran for my fans for my radiator, and this is the fans for the Kraken pump and the heatsink and the display and all that. You can see how nicely the cable management they've done already in this case. That came, you know, stock. So a lot of the front panel stuff, RGB stuff, is nice and neat here. And it's got these doors that open up on it, and they can be removed. I'm actually going to remove these till I get all my cables ran. But anyways, I just wanted to give you a quick look at that. Pretty nice. This is how it looks here on the back side of this case. I love that motherboard. It's a very, very good motherboard. So we're going to go ahead and just get the power supply installed and get the cables kind of ran and get them kind of plugged into the board. Figured I'd take you guys along here. So let's get the power supply installed. All right, here we go. Like I said, these little panels come off, so I am going to go ahead and remove them. It makes life so much easier. Look at that. That, my friends, is why I really enjoyed building in this case. Here's your bottom panel here. That comes right off. Look at that. Now I got all the freedom that I need to install what I need to install, and just look at how they have neatly run these cables and everything and tied them up for me. All right. Let's go ahead and get our power supply put in the case. Pet peeve, I got to remove these little stickers, man. I got a nice air filter here at the bottom you can't see. All right, super cool though. My Toughpower logo is going to be facing where people can see it, or where I can see it out of the side of the case. All right, we just a little bracket right here we just remove, and then we'll mount this Mount this right on the front here. Right there. Get my screws and we'll get that done. There we go. So I still don't tighten this up fully. I still want to be able to move this bracket around a little bit. All right, slide all of our cables in first. There we go. All right. Now we want to be able to make sure that we can tighten up these two screws. Notice how the bracket is still loose, so that way I have some room to play. If I would have tightened those up, I might not have been able to. Those have been tightened. Yeah. Okay, and there that is. Power supply is installed in this chassis. All right, let's just pull all of our cables out here. Have a look. We've got cables, 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 and more cables. Boy, I do like that cable there. I mean, you want to talk about stiff cable. That's great. So much confidence in the 3.2, 600 volt, 12 volt cable, 600 watt. There's all the cables that I'm going to need for this build. So we're not worried about any of that. This particular chassis, which I don't even know if you could buy anymore. I mean, maybe you can. At the time of this video, they've been like discontinued or something. But I do have brackets that go in underneath here that you can put 3.5 inch drives in if you want to. Obviously, here are the 2.5 inch mounts there. A few places for those. Not worried about none of that. I have no mechanical drives and I have no 2.5 drives, no 3.5 drives. It's all M.2s. And that is going to go right up through here. I'm going to kind of look on the other side to make sure everything comes in okay. I told you I'm going to go ahead and do both of these, like I said, when I first powered on this board. So let me have a peek. Oh yeah, they're going to come right up through here. So this is what I'll do. I will run these through and just run them through first. I'm not going to plug anything in, just get them ran. All right, here's that. And I'll do this one. I think I'll do that one. Yeah. There we go. Got that run. Okay, there's that. Now I need to determine where I'm going to run my 24 pin. Let me see. Looking at the board here on this side. It's looking like I need to go through right here, which I can do. Let's pull that through. Don't connect anything as of yet. One important thing that I need to do is install the video card. Let's do that now. Oh, the 5080. Let's take the plastic off. There we go. New video card installed. 5080. Good to go. All right, we got our cables fed through. Show you this right here is a little slot in this case that I was able to feed my 12 volt for my nice video card there. I like that. Yep, so up here, exactly what I was talking about making sure you have enough room with your fingers to plug in these two power plugs here for the CPU. I think that right there is where I'm going to stop that. That's everything plugged into the motherboard as far as the power supply is concerned. Again, I'll worry about tidying up these cables and all that. Now we're going to string out and get all of our little things plugged into the board. Okay, let's try to make heads and tails out of this cable mess here. It looks like a big mess right now, but we'll soon take care of that. That's our USB 3's front panel. We're going to need that. That's our audio. That doesn't have very far to go actually from this point. So we'll have to have 3 places on the board to plug in our fans. This doesn't come with a hub. All right, that's going to go to a PWM spot or header on the board. That's for the front fans, tachometer there, sort of thing. Power switch, basically that's your front panel. It's just, and all it is just a power switch. The rest of these are just blank. So that's front panel header, basically. So this is the most meticulous part of working on like a high-end rig like this. Basically, you just want to locate and identify each cable that runs to that motherboard, front panel, USB, USB 3, USB-C, and just kind of stick them through the appropriate slots that is next to where you want to plug them into. Don't actually plug them in. Run them through, stick them through the slots, And that way, all you have to do after you turn the computer back around is just plug everything in. But this is the most meticulous part of the job. Okay, I'll show you this the best I can. This is everything we got that I kind of shoved through. All right, we can start right here with this guy. This is the 5-volt RGB. And like I said, look at there, I've got a 5-volt RGB header right there. So we will use that. These are always fun to plug in. They don't make these very easy to do. There we go. That felt good. That went right in there. So there is our 5-volt RGB. Kind of tough to see here. We have our front panel Type C right there. Notice how the cables are right close by, and that's by design. That's how I did it. Okay, so I have plenty of, that's why I didn't zip no cables up on the back. See, I got plenty of room to pull them out, plenty of slack if I need it, just to get them plugged in. Once I get them plugged in, then I can mess around with tightening things up a little bit or a bit more cable management. But we'll get that plugged in. That is plugged in, ready to roll. That one's done. Right below it there. Oh, that's tough to see. You can't see it. You can't really see that. I've got the C plugged in. Let's see. It's tough. Tough to see that. There they are right there. Really tough to do and film this at the same time. Not easy. It's not easy being choosy. Okay. Yeah. So there's our USB 3 front panel. So we'll swing this around. Get that close. All right. That is perfect. Perfect, perfect. And you can see how my cable routing is kind of coming together a little bit. It's already kind of neatly done already. Let's move down here to the bottom. Okay, down here at the bottom, a couple things we have here. So right here is the front panel. This is the front panel header on the board. This case makes it quite easy. It gives you one plug for your front panel. All right, sometimes you got to plug each one of these in separately, but not on this one. So let's just plug that in. See if I can do that without going cross-eyed. Okay, there we go. Yeah, pretty well there. So that's plugged in, okay, and I also had mentioned there's supposed to be a PWM fan header, and that would be right here, a system fan. You can see that. So notice how all the cables are right where, close by. That's on purpose, just to make life a little bit easier. All right. That one's tough to see. That in there. Okay, that's in there nicely. That's your PWM header. Lovely PWM fan header. Okay, one last one left, I believe. And this one is your HD audio. So the HD audio is usually always the last header on the board. Bottom left. Either the last or the first, whichever one you want to call it. You can't plug it in backwards because it's got a, let's see. Oh, I don't know how I can do this. Let's get this plugged in without going blind. Everything is plugged in. Every single thing is plugged in to this board. No cable management is done at this point. Before we do any type of cable management, we test fire this PC. This will be the first time this thing fires up with everything connected to it, and it will even include the pump. We're going to go into the BIOS. We're going to check temperatures, see how that goes. Okay, here's the final result. This turned out pretty good. Not bad at all. You can see my reflection. We'll turn this on in a minute. You know, I could have used cable mods, but I'm not going through all of that. This is my personal computer. Didn't see a need to. Still, it's a pretty clean looking build. Pretty nice. Didn't turn out bad at all. Cable management's okay. Probably better than most. Like I say, cable mods would have taken care of this, but I'm not worried about it. Come on, everybody. I'm just not worried about it. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. Let me show you on the back side of this how that cable management turned out. Okay, this is how the back side of the case with the panel off looks like. Wow, that's pretty nice compared to a lot of ones that you see custom builds with the side panel off on the back. That's why I love to build with this case. These doors do hide a lot, and they do help with cable management. Here, I'll just open these up, and you can see what's tucked back there. See, that's still not too bad. I'll open up this one. See there? I mean, that's honestly, that's not too bad. Come on, guys. Based upon all the things I have connected to this, it is, couldn't ask for better. So I think the cable management's okay. This case does support, by the way, I'll show you here in a minute, it does support vertical mount GPUs, but yeah, I'm not doing that either. But yeah, that's how this turns out. So let's turn this thing on. I'm going to run a few benchmarks on that processor, see what those benchmarks look like, and then we'll kind of, yeah, let's turn it on, power it on, and see what it looks like. All right, everyone, this is how this turned out. Pretty nice. I didn't go full on RGB or anything, which is okay. I'm not a giant fan of RGB. They look okay. Subtle RGBs are just fine with me. That's why there's no RGB on my cooler. I love the cooler on this. Listen, I got the full video on this cooler install and how you configure it and hook it up and everything. I would highly recommend you check that out because that cooler there does some pretty cool stuff. I like it a lot. Matter of fact, we can go ahead. I'll just change that cooler real quick to some temperatures that we have. Yeah, there we go. Got that changed out just so we can have a look at those temperatures. They're doing well. Let's just do a quick benchmark here on this. This really isn't about benchmarks. This is just really kind of a build video, just to kind of, you know, there's build videos all the time, and you can find benchmarks of this hardware anywhere. But I'm just mainly showcasing the build and the case and kind of took you guys along for the ride there. But we're going to do a, where is it? Oh, we're going to do a quick Cinebench. I believe this is 23, R23, yep. We're going to do a quick Cinebench on this, and we're going to let this run, see what the results are. Let's find out. We'll hit start, and that's starting. And of course, your CPU temps are going to rise. That's going to run for about 10 minutes. Let's see what the results are on that. So here's my score here for Cinebench R23. I also ran Cinebench R24, and there's my score for that. 2,346 points, and everything shown here falls pretty close in line with where that chip should be. There's the Ryzen 9 9950X3D. You get 2,247 points, which mine scored higher. Scored a little lower on this one, according to R23 here, according to Cinebench scores. But I did have both open. I had this one open while I ran that one. I wasn't running them both at the same time, but anyways, I only ran it once. So I just wanted to throw up some quick benchmark scores there for you. We're also going to run a quick CPU Z benchmark here. We'll see where that ends up. Heating up pretty quick here on this one. Yeah, here are some of the results from that quick little benchmark there. Of course, in single thread here, the Intels do a bit better on single thread. But the multi-thread, this processor just kicks butt. Right in line with the 9950X. Not a bad score. I'm going to run a bit of Geekbench here. A little Geekbench CPU benchmark. And there are the results of that CPU-Z benchmark there, if you're interested. Anyways, again, this video was not about really benchmarking anything. I was just showing my new hardware. This is my own personal computer here. So usually I do things for my clients, but every now and then I'll do something for myself, and this replaces my current rig, which is a little up there in age. So I'm happy to have it. It's a powerful computer, powerful processor, and a really great video card at the time of this video. I'll have all the links to every part that was in here down below the video in case you want to check them out. Anyway, appreciate you coming along with me. I'm Tim with Tim's Computer Repair. See you soon.